Well, for many, the holidays can be a reminder that some family members aren't going to be with us this year, and that realization can be especially hard on children. So how do you talk to your kids about dealing with loss of a loved one during the holidays? Dr. Elizabeth Yoon specializes in helping families deal with loss, and she joins me now to guide us through the grieving process this time of year. And Doctor, thank you so much for being with us today.
Yes, thank you for having me.
Yeah, a very important topic for a very important time of year. So I'm a mom of two. I have two little girls. I can just imagine what a challenge that this topic is. How do we as parents help guide our children to deal with the loss of a loved one during the holidays?
I think the important thing is to know that grief knows no time. So anytime the child or adolescent or young adult wants to talk about someone that has been lost to them and the family, it's very important to sit down, put the cell phones away, and have eye contact, look at them, and be ready to listen to what they have to say and encourage them to talk about grief.
Okay, so communication, talking, very important. How can you tell, though, that if your child is having a difficult time? Because sometimes, kids kind of keep it in, no matter the age.
Yes.
So how do we know? What are the signs?
With children, it's a little bit more difficult. It takes more time. Very often, one has to look at their behavior, if the behavior has changed, such as difficulty sleeping, nightmares, loss of appetite, not wanting to go out and play or play with friends, and tearfulness, sadness. One has to look for these signs and be tuned in and be ready to take the child aside and just put your arms around them and have a nice talk with them about what's going on with you, what's happening.
And how do you talk to a child in different age groups? Because I mean, like you had mentioned, there's adult children who might be dealing with loss versus small children. So how do we approach that?
Well, with small children, very often it just helps to tell them, in other words, to vocalize to them what might be going on and to have them respond to that. For instance, if they can't open the subject, maybe you can open the subject with them because you can see and you know what has happened and what your own feelings are, what the child might be experiencing as well. With the older child, very often you might take time aside. They can do drawings, paintings, expressive arts to help them tell what's on their mind. And with older children, adolescents, for instance, we often think that social media takes care of it. They have their friends online, they can talk to them, but friends very often haven't a clue how to deal with grief. And so it's very important to let the adolescent know that you're available, that you have some of the same feelings they might be experiencing, and that you would love to hear how they are feeling and to be there for them.
And Doctor, I know that you have so much more information to share, but you also have a book. So where can our viewers find your book?
I'm sorry?
Your book?
Yes.
Where can they
I've
find
written
your
a book that deals very much with loss in it as well. It's called Spirit's Path, A Story of Three Women.
Beautiful. That's absolutely beautiful. And they can find that online, I imagine.
Yes, Amazon.com.
Amazon.com.
Yes.
Thank you so much. Really appreciate you addressing a very important topic.
Thank you very much for having me.